and through that relationship, you set up, or Negan, you set up an opportunity for him to try and see if he could gain more information on Blackwood, which he did. There was a sighting around a tailor's so he'd been sighted, and there was the task then to Bjorn was to go and see whether he showed up again. In amongst all that, there was also the investigation due to dead bodies that were being found in the North Ward, which led you on a mission to find Zaraj the Hunter, who is an Antarim assassin, and he was killing Xanathar guild members. There was sorry, what was that? No. Yeah, and then there was also then the return of Sildar. So Sildar, someone that you met while you were in Falandin, who was going to show up anyway. He said he was going to show up in the city. He turned up with a bit of a job that he had on with one of a contact that he had called Jalister. When visiting Jalister, he offered a job or asked for the service of the group due to a series of thefts, high-profile thefts that have been going on in the trade ward, and the calling cards that have been left behind. The thief calling themselves the Red Viper. After that meeting, Sildar, Negan, and Thurin were leaving and heading off from the marketplace to head over to Felzoon's Folly. Felzoon's Folly had an individual in there that was a fence that was known for selling on stolen goods, and with a gem in possession from Jalister, they were tasked with seeing if they could get this individual on their side, and then use that relationship to try and work out who the Red Viper was and what the next target was. Ulfgar was led around the market by Isla, who was trying to clean him up, spruce him up, as he'd been living and squatting within the manor for some time. And then they were heading off then to the Yawning Portal. Tavis had left already, and he'd gone the Yawning Portal to meet up with Maloon, his contact within the Greyhands, just to give updates on things that he knew. Right. Is there anything else anyone wants to add before we make a start?
No, sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's
everyone happy.
Everything.
Was that recap enough? Was it too much, or are you happy with that?
No, that's good. Did we
Yes.
follow those that went off with the black sapphire that we'd been given? I went off. You went off. Where did? Yeah, did you say Thorin and
They were leaving for Felzoon's Folly.
Yeah, we hadn't actually left yet.
You hadn't left at that point.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, for me that recap was good. It kind of brings a lot of plot points that either gone by the wayside, that within the last 48 hours are still prevalent, but obviously because we've been going for a number of weeks, may have been forgotten. So for me, it was good to have that bigger picture of what it was.
Yeah, I like the history going back a bit further. That was useful, so we keep the big picture in mind. Yeah. It's a short time in game and a long time in out again.
Yeah, it's massively short. If you actually think about the time that the actual party's been together, it's like mere weeks. It's nothing. You haven't been together for years and years. So that would be one consideration. The second one, I just want to just mention is don't feel that you may lose, or you've not followed up on a certain point and therefore it's gone and it won't resurface. I'm not going to railroad you into going down into areas that you don't want to go, or just putting that sort of stuff in front of you. But I will put gentle reminders in the game that the things are still there.
Yeah.
So don't feel that you know in 6 months' time you're going to think of something and go, I didn't remember that, it's gone. There will be gentle reminders in there for you to then go and pull on. So the world is living and breathing, yeah. For the likes of if there's like key villains in the world, or there's NPCs or anything like that, I do always consider where they are at the point where we're playing and what they'll be doing in the session. Not to like the nitty gritty, but just in terms of a really broad stroke. So don't feel that you're missing something or you're going to lose out on something. However, yeah, if there's a certain plot point through the game that you guys want to pull on, then feel free to do that. And we'll go there and we'll do what we need to do. So and again as well, and I'll reiterate it again, don't feel that I must admit this week's been quite difficult to prep because the group has essentially been in 3 parts. And that's quite difficult because you're not just this is the next encounter, blah 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 blah. It's like this is the next 3 encounters, and whatever, and then it's exponential because there's decisions to be made, and you could go either way and whatever else. So it has been quite difficult, but I quite like that it feels a bit like this is what people have got to do. This is what people want to get on with, and so I'm not overly against. I'm not against it at all. The other thing I will say is, and I've said it before, but I will not punish the party for splitting up. So don't feel that. And the prime example, is Thorin getting out of the ring in Corellan's crown. Don't feel that I would have punished that decision had Thorin have decided to go further into that building to try and gain a bit more information. I appreciate that people are pushing that story. So I won't punish it by this is a villain that would take all of you to defeat, and now that it's left with one person, I'm just going to destroy that person and then go, oh well, it's your fault you left the group. That's not how it's going to work. So there will be balance in there. That's not me pulling punches. It feels more realistic in that regard, rather than just everyone just going round as a big block and a group, especially in an urban setting. In a wilderness setting, you'll stick to it as a group. In a dungeon crawl, you'll stick as a group. But in an urban setting, there's so much going on. I've got so many threads across the board. It's just not, it's just the way that you're doing it is right. Just don't feel that you're going to get punished for it.
Yep.
Bad things have just happened.
What's that?
I just rolled my 2d20s to see which one I'm going to use.
2 ones.
Double ones.
2 ones. Snake eyes.
To be fair, I've just watched you throw 4 fucking natural ones in a row.
It's not good.
In fact,
Anyway.
I'm not even going to call them snake eyes. I'm going to call them the eyes of the Hydra.
Dragon eyes.
Dragon eyes.
Have you not got a spell where if you roll low, it's the opposite way? That'd be good.
Yeah.
I can't-
How many
I
languages
can't
do you know to get out of that, mate?
I can't roll natural ones
Can't roll.
Maybe I'll take the feet look.
because I'm lucky. I can't roll natural ones. Shit.
Oh, yeah, halflings are well looking.
Crossed it off the dice.
Aye, to be sure.
I'm telling you now, feats are the way to go. Right, are we ready to roll some dice?
Yep, great success.
Fucking right.
Here's your mate.
I rolled a 4.
Right then. So, Tavis, you have just encountered Maloon. You're heading away from his table. You look out. You can see the same level of excitement and just how lively the yawning portal is. It's got that sort of casino feel to it. You don't know whether it's day or night in there. It's just always this sort of high tempo environment. Isla, Ulfgar, your carriage just comes to a stop. and you come to a stop outside of the yawning pool. And then Nagin, Thorin, along with Sildar, you're now out standing in amongst the busy marketplace. The smells, the sights, the colours, the sun. It is a really vibrant area. So, who wants to go first? What do you want to do?
So I've just, Tavis will just in the yawning portal. He's finished talking to Maloon. Like, feels like that's done with. But like this is his. Just wants to have a look around in the yawning portal. He went in there once before, but it was very focused. So he like to just have a look and a mooch around. Does he see anybody else of potential Drow heritage?
We'll roll a perception check, and actually this is quite good because for where we are for time with what Isla and Ulfgar were doing, which would have been quite time consuming, really, in terms of getting him spruced up and things like that. There would be a bit of a gap, so you wouldn't necessarily be coinciding at that time. So,
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You scan around, and you're quite casual in how you do it. There are people within that establishment that you almost can't get a bead on in terms of like seeing, that any discernible features, and the people, if they want to stay in the shadows and the small groups, there's quite a lot of shifting around as you scan. But saying that, after your scan around, taking a stroll around the levels, sort of seeing what's going on at the different tables, you don't see anyone of a Drow heritage, and in fact, you would be quite a rare sight to see in Waterdeep, if not a really rare sight.
Okay.
So just describe how does is Tavis quite overt when he's doing this? Is he hooded? Is he?
He's hooded the entire time. He's unless otherwise specified. He always has really quite a deep hood over him, and he's skulky. He is aware that his racial background would draw attention and be frowned upon, which is not ideal, like, for some of his business. And so, yeah, he's definitely keeping it quiet. He's not overt about it at all. Probably similar to the characters you might have just described, who are in the shadows and trying to keep hidden. Certainly, like the face and the details hidden, and everything else is gloved. Everything you can't see his skin unless you're really looking at it.
Yep. Okay. So you've had a look round. Is there anything that you want to do while you're in the tavern?
No, he's just going to take a seat somewhere, probably where he can watch what's happening with the portal and what the deal is there, and just try and get a bead on that and try and figure out what's actually happening.
Okay. So with that, a barmaid, so one of the staff, comes up. She has really sort of curly blonde hair, and she approaches you and she gives you a look, as to sort of say, would you care for a drink? The volume within the tavern is really sort of loud and rambunctious, so she just sort of gives you a nod.
Yeah, very kind. I'll grab an ale, please.
Okay. She gives you a nod and she hurries off. You sort of see with sort of quite about sort of 10 minutes really later that she's dropping off a series of mugs at different tables for different people. She's sort of got this route planned, and she drops off a mug down on the table, and she says, that'll be 6 coppers, please."
Now I'll just hand over the money. Say, thank you very much. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Bonnie.
A fitting name, if I may say so.
Oh, thank you. Have I seen you in here before?
This is precisely my second visit, so it would be a bit of a fluke if you had, but I dare say I might come back. I'm not familiar, not overly familiar with the goings on here. What's the deal with the giant pit?
Oh, the pit. Oh, this is the Yawning Portal. This is where the name comes from. The pit is the remnants of Hallister's tower. He was quite the sorcerer, quite the mage. The tower was ruined, and Durnan, the owner, and she sort of points over. You sort of see this man, sort of quite scruffy hair, rough demeanour, bit of a stubble, sort of behind the bar. She says, "Well, Durnan, he was one of the first people to go into the Undermountain and survive. He came back with riches, and he built this tavern. And now it is a centre for adventurers that are going to seek their fortune."
So you can go down there, come out rich.
Well, you can go in there and stay in there, as is probably most of them. You can pay a gold, and you can go in, and you can, what's the expression? Chance your arm.
Got yeah. Have you ever been down there?
Never been down there.
Would you like to?
No. No, I'm happy where I am, thank you. Are you contemplating going down there?
I feel like it might be not the right time. Well, maybe one
another
day.
time.
Maybe. I like the idea of the riches. Certainly, that would be useful. There's, doesn't seem like the wealth is spread entirely fairly amongst this city, if I might be so bold. But yeah,
Oh, well.
who knows?
Yeah, I mean the city is there are those that rule the noble houses. There is many poor in this city.
How about you? How's the boss treat you? Is it a decent job?
He looks after us. The hours are long. I'm here all day, but I'm working in the best tavern in the city.
Yeah, it's a good attitude. I like it. I'll tip her an extra 2 copper.
And she sort of gives like a small curtsy, and she sort of says, "Oh well, enjoy your drink, and I'll see you around." And she walks
Be
off.
nice to see you again.
Okay, so Tyrus, while you enjoy your drink, Negan and Thorin. Well, Negan's gone, but Thorin.
Is Jalister still around?
You left Jalis there in the tent, the large tent.
Can I just? I'll pop back in there and speak to him then.
Okay. Yeah, you duck underneath the flap. You know the smell of the shisha bit that's being smoked in there, and sort of more exotic foods, if you like, more sort of spices and stuff like that. That obviously again hits your nose as you make your way through the tables. You see the sort of he's sat down, but you can tell that he's quite tall. He's quite drawn in the face. Jalister's just sat at the table where you left him.
Sorry, Jalister. Absent-minded, got excited. I'm gonna go and find this fencer, and I've suddenly realised I don't even know what he looks like.
Hairlet Tom.
Yeah.
Well, you'll definitely recognise him when you see him. He's quite a stylish fellow. He's human. I'm sure if you, it's hard to describe. I'm sure if you ask around, someone will be able to point him out to you.
You sure asking around for someone who's in that sort of work would be wise?
I'm sure if you approach the bar, they'll be able to point you in the right direction, is what I mean.
Okie doke. Well, I'm on it. We'll get this sorted.
I'm grateful. I do hope that we can, or that you can, at least, prevent the next theft. By any means, of course.
I understand. I better get back out to that Dragonborn before he gets himself into trouble.
Yeah, you head up, or you get up, and as you stand, Jalister stands as well, and just gives you a nod, and then he sits back down as you walk away. You leave the tent, and standing outside in the sun, the people milling around, is Sildar and Negan.
Alright, I guess we're off then.
What did he say, Thur?
He said Hurley Tom's a stylish human, and that if we ask at the bar, they'll point us in the right direction.
Okay. We head to the bar then.
Yeah. What's the name of the bar? Something Folly, wasn't it?
Felzoon's Folly.
Felzoon's Folly. Yeah, off to Felzoon's Folly then.
Okay, so you head out of the market. You can see that sort of lining up outside there are carriages. Depending on where you want to go or how you want to get there.
Yeah, I'll hail a carriage. I'll just walk up to the one that's at the front.
Cheers. All right.
This carriage is this one's got the sort of the driver sort of sits high on this one. Normally they just sort of sit in front of you, but this one sort of sits quite high. He sort of gives you a nod and you open up and get inside. He sort of growls down, "Where you going?"
Felzoon's what? Felzoon's Folly, please.
Felzoon's Folly. In the Trades Wards.
That's the one.
He gives the horses a bit of a crack. This is quite a large carriage with a team of 4 horses, and it kicks off and starts rumbling. It takes you I'd say 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes just to get across the city. Not really in terms of like as the crow flies, but there's a lot of winding in between roads and getting out onto sort of main streets and things like that. You can see that you get onto quite a wide road which is heading east, and after a while the road starts to bear south. You come to a small sort of not small. You come to a junction where the road continues south or heads east. He pulls into this road, and then there is a side street on your left. You get out, and you see that before you is a street which is covered in colour. There are banners, there are flags from the roofs and jutting out from the fronts of buildings. You can see that there is bunting of every colour, which is draped from side to side, goes across the street. Before you is a beautiful tavern. In fact, one of the most beautiful you've ever seen. This is ornate on the outside, with beautiful wrought iron sort of balconies, bars. You can sort of see that there are awnings of colour just coming out across over the each of the windows. There is ivy going across the front. There is like a small sort of garden sort of area just alongside where the before just after the pavement. This is really an ornate, and you see the sign above saying Felzoon's Folly. The coach comes to a stop, and the and the driver says, he says, "That'd be 15 copper, please."
Yeah, I hand in the 15 copper. Thanks for the ride, good man.
He doesn't acknowledge it. He just cracks the whip and he just heads off.
Look at Negan. So this is where the party's at.
Well, so we can find him in here.
Apparently so.
Okay. So we just walk slowly into the into the bar.
When you first walk in, whereas you tend to get the this sort of sense of food and stale ale in general taverns that you go into, even with the likes of the Yawning Portal, it has its own smell. When you go into the establishment, this smells fresh. The furniture is rich, dark mahogany, and it's polished. There's no chips in it. There are ornate chairs covered in beautiful fabrics. The bar itself is gleaming. There are all sorts of bottles behind the bar, all with multicoloured liquids in. Everything about this place is absolutely beautiful. There's copper fittings for the lights. There's candles, which are extinguished, but all across all the tables. And this is a really busy place. And just like the establishment itself looks more high end. So do the patrons. They are in fine wear. Their hair is immaculate, skin's immaculate, clean. They all smell of perfumes and various things. They are all it's not like rambunctious. It's more like there's a solid hum of just people just chatting and intermingling in this bar.
Do we catch anyone's eye when we walk in?
No, it is busy. There are groups that are standing, whilst there are others that are in tables, sort of more in the centre, and then there are also like sort of booths on either side.
Is it more just humans, or is it mixed race for everything in there?
Yeah, no, it's quite mixed race. You see some elves in there. There's some dwarves, but all of them are in sort of fine clothes. You sort of you get the feeling that this is that these people are merchants, and as you sort of walk in, you can hear people mention the cost of things, like the cost of flour, or someone else will be on about the latest embargo that's been going on with trade with another country. You hear all these like little bits of pieces of information just as you make your way inside.
And we've got Sildar with us as well, haven't we?
Yeah, you got Sildar, yeah.
So as I'm walking to the bar, I'll put my hand into my coin pouch and just cast prestidigitation on the coins, just to clean them up and make them look pristine. And then I'll walk up to the bar, and I'm here to see Herlet Tom.
Tom, you see this. He's a tall, heavy-set man, red face. His hair is balding and sort of combed over, and he's got a towel out. He's just mopping up where there's sort of spilt ale on the bar. Let Tom, you say, yeah, he's over on the right in the second to last booth from the end.
I'm looking to make a good impression. What's his drink?
Yeah, I can fix that for you. And he goes away. He comes back with a sort of amber liquid within a small glass, and he places it down. And for you?
I'll have a glass of wine, please.
Again, he goes and he pours you a red. There's no question over what you want. He plonks the another identical glass down with red wine in it.
Negan, Sildar?
I just saw him peer over and say, "What's the amber stuff?"
Oh, well, that is it's actually a whiskey.
I'll have one of them.
He goes away and he fetches it. Sildar just says, "I'm okay." He puts the drinks down, and he says, that'll be 1 gold, please.
I put 2 gold coins down and say, thanks for your help.
Oh, thank you. And no sooner as he's taken it off the bar, he's moved on to someone else. He starts cleaning the glass and he starts talking to another patron.
Well, I'll take up mine and Herlet's glass and head over in the direction he pointed.
Yep. You find the booth. You see a human, blonde, really sort of full hair, and it's all sort of combed back into like a bit of a quiff, really short on the sides. He's wearing a all dark suit. He has a dark jacket on with what looks like a shirt with no collar on, both dark material and well fitted. And as you get close, you see that he is sitting opposite a female dwarf. She is dark skinned, and you see that she is wearing a quite expensive looking plate armor. She has a red hood, which just over the sort of the center of her head, and you see that her hair is black and short, like it's been cut short. You can see that around the hood is like gold stitching, and there's also gold on the edges of her plate as well. And she doesn't look happy.
I'm just gonna stand just within earshot while they're chatting, and just wait for them to finish their business, provided it's not gonna take too long.
He looks up at you, and although you can't hear what he's saying, he looks like he doesn't appreciate you being so close, and she doesn't look like that either.
Okay, I'll move away. But
You just see there's
as I go to move away, I'll set the drink down on the table and say, "Hello, Tom. When you've got a minute, I'd appreciate an audience." And then I'll move away and go to somewhere else.
just roll a perception check. 16. As you get closer, he stops talking, and as you move away from dropping the drink, he starts talking again, and you manage to just discern just a couple of words. You hear "trust me," and you hear the word "loan."
Yeah, so I'll just go and sit at another booth and then wait for
Yeah.
the female dwarves to leave.
As you're sitting there, the bar is to your back, and they're sitting off just slightly to your right. Negan, whereabouts are you?
I was obviously just behind Thurin, next to Sildar, obviously, whiskey in hand.
You follow Thorin, but as you do, Sildar peels away from you. Where you head right, he heads left. Thorin, as you're sitting there, you see that Sildar sort of comes round the other side where the other booths are. He comes right round and he sort of sits at a table sort of just diagonal to where you are. You sort of see that he sort of sits back, puts his arm behind, puts his drink down. You can see the hilt of his sword, and you know that he's looking elsewhere. He's looking back towards the bar, but you know that his eyes are firmly fixed on yourself and on that booth. Okay, Isla, you and Ulfgar have you've managed to clean Ulfgar up, spruced him up quite nice, even though he's a little bit rough around the edges. You see that cleaned up the the patterns of dwarven ruins, which have been tattooed around his face, across his cheek lines, down on his jawline. You see that there's just scripture and dwarven symbols just all the way around, and then round his neck. Now that his beard is now being tidied and trimmed, you can sort of see them just coming into the beard. Yeah, he's. You can see that he is rough around the edges. He is a bit. He's a lot older. As an older dwarf. And you get into a carriage. And you spend the next sort of 10 minutes really making your way to the awning pole. You throw a couple of coppers at the driver, and you get outside the door.
Okay, so first thing, can I read what it says on his face? As I can in fact read the
Yeah, you can make out that there are sort of individual words. There's things that that pop out to you. Things like materials, for example. You can see that there is the dwarven ruin for mithril. There's a dwarven ruin in there which says platinum. You can see one that says gold. There's iron in there. There's a lot in there that's around the materials themselves. However, the way that they are written and the order that they're written in is slightly confusing. And because he is tattooed so heavily, it would take some time to sit down and try and work out where, almost like to read it from and to, if you like. You're sort of getting like little snippets just by looking at him, around the ear, the neck, whatever it would be. Yeah, mainly it's about, you can sort of pick out materials, if you like.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll make our way into the yawning portal. Just having a little bit of general chit chat, and try and find a table to sit at.
Okay. Yeah, are you picking a floor? Are you just going to go out in the open on the ground floor? Are you going to try and go into somewhere a bit more private, or?
Not anywhere particular. Obviously, with both being slightly short of stature, probably somewhere slightly away and more comfortable for us. But not like I'm not like purposefully looking for anywhere quiet or secluded or on a certain level or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have a look around. You manage to get over. So where the door is, where you come through the door, on your left would be the bar. On your right, just in front of you, will be the well itself. You manage to get over the other side. So furthest from the door. This is where the area where you met Volo for the first time. Just that kind of area. You managed to find a vacant table, a couple of chairs around it.
Do I see them arrive?
Roll a perception check.
We're not being stealthy or anything like that. Yeah, he's
20.
Yeah, you. As soon as they walk through the door, you have a bead on them. You're just constantly. Your eyes are constantly on stalks. Part of your nature, just as someone who's always worked alone, if you like. Yeah, you've naturally grown eyes in the back of your head. So yeah, you see them, recognise them as soon as they walk through.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we find our seat. I'll ask the passing barmaid if we can get I'll have a half pint of Mad Howler and whatever Ulfgar fancies. And then just hardcore, she just pours on her own stuff. Just want to kind of ask Ulfgar a little bit about his past. You know, what's his story? Where's he came from? Why was he in the tavern? You know, you've clearly been alive a long time. What's led you to this point where you're squatting in a tavern?
Well, now normally I would have told you that this is my business, and I would have been quite standoffish. However, you all seem like decent enough people. I've never really had friends, if you like, for a very long time. Not someone that would open their doors like this group has. I'm not from round here originally. I'm from the east. I spent a lot of my life roaming, looking for my clan. Many years ago, I had well, I suppose you could probably say that he was the closest thing I had to a friend. Our road came to a crossroads, and he had things to do, I had things to do, and we went our separate ways. Now, I know humans don't have the same lifespan that we do, and I wasn't expecting him to still be alive after all this time, but I knew that he was heading this way, and I thought about coming to Waterdeep and seeing if I could understand what happened to my friend.
Good. Quintavis,
my money ran out, and I couldn't find anything about my friend, and I turned my hand to the trade that I was taught when I was a lad. Found a little bit of work, and I managed to scrape a little bit of money, but I do like the ale. I found somewhere to squat, save my money for drinking and working in the day. I'll probably head out in the winter and see if I can locate any of my people. But right now, it suits me to do what I'm doing. It's not ideal, but
Isla, some of the stuff that some of the comments that he made, he was reacting to them. So when Ulfgar mentioned about he was looking for his clan, Isla kind of let off like a laugh kind of under his breath. You know, when he spoke about having a good close friend, not so much pain in Isla's eyes, but more doesn't fully kind of understand the concept of it. And he just kind of turns to Ulfgar and goes, "A noble cause. I knew my clan once, but no longer. Obviously, you've come to this town on your business. That's fair enough. You know, you've been squatting in what turns out to be a property that we now own, and you've made some your intentions clear that for at least the foreseeable, you wouldn't mind staying there. Now, you, in the politest way possible, you've got some experience behind you. I feel like you know this city much better than I do. I've never really been to a city before, and after the conversation that we had the other day around the guilds, I think with the way that you look now, you could be the man that could possibly be our go-between. Negan sticks out like a sore thumb. Not the greatest negotiator. Great at cutting heads off. Maybe you can talk to the guilds on our behalf and see about getting some permits or finding out what we need to do to possibly make ourselves a little bit more established in town. Is that something you'd be interested and willing to do for us?
And you sort of see him just sort of turning his cup in front of him. Just before that happens, Tavis, are you approaching the table? Are you? Or are you?
I kind of wanted to sneak down and see if I could eavesdrop a little bit, see what they were chatting about.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
It's 22.
Oh yeah, they don't have any idea that you're there.
I'd say, just for clarity, I've been talking to him in Dwarvish.
Okay.
Because he is a dwarf.
Then I haven't heard anything.
You've heard a lot of like gruntal sounds coming
basically
from the table. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just keeping an eye then, out of sight, but keeping an eye on the two of them.
Okay. So Ulfgar looks at you, Isla, and he says, I'm not sure I know how to do what you're asking. But you have helped me, and therefore I will help you.
No. Thank you. If the opportunity arises that we can help you find your friend, then we will. But I'm not going to lie. I'm still going to do my best to piss you off. So I like it that way.
Yeah, with that he just sort of laughs, like a really sort of you can tell that you've genuinely made him laugh. And he says, "The game is on."
Have their drinks come?
Yeah, drinks come.
The next time Ulfgar lifts his glass, Tavis is gonna cast Shape Water, and some of the beer when he picks it up, the beer will fly out of his glass and into Isla's face.
Okay. Just go 1 sec. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but the beers have not long got there, to be honest. For Tavis to you're just sort of watching and just waiting. But I just roll Tavis, just roll a perception check.
12.
12. You hear sort of like just a few like musical notes that sort of cut through the din of the tavern, just like plunking notes, and you sort of see a young man Not like overly long hair, but it's not like, you know, kept short or anything like that. And you sort of see like this like lute in his hands, and he makes the way just through the tables, just passing through tables. And as he does, he sees Isla, and you just sort of see him give a shy little nod as he walks past.
Okay, I will try and remain unseen by Isla and Ulfgar and follow the instrumentalist musician.
Yeah, you see that he's just sort of humming and singing this little tunes. It doesn't seem to be like a fully fledged, fleshed out song. It's just like little bits and just sort of tinkering. And he sort of heads, he just sort of heads over to the sort of the back corner. It's the sort of same side as where the bar is. Just sort of heading that way.
I'll
get pestered here.
I'll if I can, I'll go and approach him.
The bard himself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he comes to a stop at a small table. As he's going through, he's sort of saying hello to people. You sort of see that he's recognised by the majority of the people in there. He's sort of nodding, and he'll stop tinkering and shake someone's hand and give someone a pat, and then he makes his way to a table, and he sort of sits down, dissolute, and you sort of see him give a nod to one of the girls who walks away towards the bar.
I'll just approach him and say, "That was a nice little ditty you were strumming there."
Oh, thank you very much.
What's your name? I'm Tavis, by the way.
Tavis. My name's Matrim. People round here call me Three Strings.
Okay, nice to meet you. I couldn't help notice. It looks like you might know a friend of mine. Do you know Isla? Little halfling. Well, regular-sized halfling. You know what I mean. Halfling's it's a thing.
You sort of see his mouth sort of curls at the corner, and he says, "Isla, I'm not sure I recognise that name. I meet a lot of people, you see. That's not just me blowing my own horn. Genuinely, this place is quite full."
It is rammed. That's okay. If you don't, that's fine. I was kind of hoping I might be able to. I mean, I don't know what the cost would be, but if I could commission you to perhaps come up with a little song about him. But if you don't know him, that'll be tough.
I mean, if you have requests, then I'll happily sing for anyone.
And what would that be for just a quick little private performance at a table in here, for example?
There are no such thing as private performances in here, unfortunately. This is the bar. Yeah. This is the tavern. I don't know, really. What would it be worth for you?
I mean, we have just met, and I liked how you were strumming, and I liked how that was going. But the point of it would be, I suppose, to cast some humour upon him. That would be what I was aiming at, and him and his companion over there. But you know that would be that the funnier it was, that would be where the value was for me. If you get my meaning.
And what did you say his name was again?
Isla Jotentide.
Isla. I can certainly have a go.
Okay, well, perhaps leave it with me for now. It's really nice to meet you, and I'll consider it as an option for the future. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, and I'll see how many things rhyme with Isla.
Okay. Yeah, you might. Yeah. A few things rhyme with Isla, a few things rhyme with Halfling.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And your name is
It's Tavis.
Tavis. I have a keen eye actually, and I've seen you in here once before, haven't I?
You could well be correct. Yeah, it would be just the one, sir.
You and he sort of leans forward now. He says, "You've been speaking to Maloon."
Yeah, we had a bit of business to discuss.
I like Maloon. He's straight. He's fair.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear your opinion on him. I'm still making my mind up.
Well, the reason why I say that is because I don't know how well you know him, but I think his behaviour's been quite erratic of late. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him especially well, but I think he's under a lot of pressure. It's comes with the territory.
Probably just something to keep an eye on.
Understood. Thank you for your concern. I do appreciate it.
And he just nods as the waitress brings over his cup and sets it down in front of him.
May I get that for you?
Of course. Yes, by all means.
So I'll just hand over some coffee.
Yes, 6 coppers, sorry.
Okay, very nice to have met you, and I'll hope to see you around. And yeah, have a think about that. A little ditty for my friend.
Oh, I definitely will. I'll see what I can come up with.
Cheers. Take care.
So which way are you heading now then, Tavis?
I'll just try. I'll head back over. I'll head towards Isla and Ulfgar openly.
Are you you're going to sit with them?
Yeah, I'll head towards Isla, and as I approach, I'll be like, "Isla, great, glad to see you. Who's your new friend?"
I'll say just on that, as Three Strings did walk past, and there's a little nod. Isla did catch it, I would assume. Obviously, knowing Isla's got some information for, and he's also kept a little eye out on where Three Strings is. But I've seen Tavis approach him.
Yeah.
So I know that Tavis is.
No, actually, no, you wouldn't know. No. Well, no, I wouldn't know. Tavis, you weren't out in the open at that point. You were just skulking along, weren't you? Yeah, I'd say no.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd have lost sight of Three Strings at some point.
You know that it's towards that back is where you have seen him before. In fact, it's where you had the first meeting with him.
Yeah.
So him heading over, you know that he's not going to be a million miles away. The general vicinity of where he's gone, although you can't directly see him.
Yeah, cool. As you were.
Yes, just head over to Isla and say, "Isla, good to see you. Who's your new friend?" Like,
He says, Ulfgar says, "Oh, piss off."
it's a good look. Come on, you should be pleased. It's lovely to see you two getting on for once.
You sort of see him blush a little bit as he starts to just twiddle with his beard, and it's sort of like a bit of a nervous reaction. He doesn't really like a bit of humbled, if you like. He's just sort of bashful.
No judgment here. Just two guys enjoying each other's company. I love to see it.
Isla has to chuckle at his comments about Ulfgar, and Isla thoroughly enjoys Ulfgar's level of uncomfortable by tussling his beard.
So much so that as he's actually drinking from his cup, you see sort of two sort of streams of ale disappearing into his beard as he's trying to chug it back.
Yeah, I'll say when Isla drinks his ale, or drinks his mad howler, some actually flies over the top from him, spitting back into his cup from Tavis's comment. And if anything, I hope some lands on Ulfgar. But yeah, there's
Do we roll an attack?
natural 19.
Yeah, you definitely get some in the face.
Yeah, I'll say don't pass any comments on it, but it's just good to know.
It's obviously Saturn is just exchanging bodily fluids already, boys.
Isla just glares up at Tavis and kicks a chair out.
Tavis takes a seat
and just says, "Jaw round." And Tavis, what's have I seen Tavis without his hood?
No.
Would I be able to see Tavis's face and stuff? Would I be able to discern that he's in fact Drow?
I think we had a discussion about that.
Yeah,
Did we?
you would know that he is a drow, yeah, but you've never seen him take the hood off.
And I say, so Tavis, what truly is your story? What's your motive? Obviously, you've been caught doing something you shouldn't have.
Haven't we all?
And you've I don't think I have. But yeah, you've been dragged in with the Grey Hands.
Yeah, so I'm helping them as opposed to serving any hard time, really. Spent a bit of time here in the Copper District and wasn't liking what I was seeing. I think the way that some of those people are treated is, well, it just doesn't sit well with me. So I was trying to help them out a little bit. Got me in a bit of bother and managed to negotiate my freedom for a bit of work in exchange, to be honest.
So you got caught trying to help people out.
Well, that's not how the authorities see it.
What did you do?
I was liberating some artwork and intended for it to be sold to the benefit of those without the means to survive, more or less. Have you seen what it's like down there? Have you been down the Copper District?
Have I been down the Copper District? I don't think I have.
No.
And Isla turns round and goes, "This is the first. This is my first time in a city, and I've been here less than 2 days.
Yeah.
This is all new to me."
Case of the haves and the have-not. I've lived around people who have been treated very unfairly, and that didn't sit well with me. So that's what I was doing. That's how I ended up with the Greyhound. But they seem like I just went to meet that Maloon guy because I was feeling like he was basically on my back and I couldn't move without being watched, and it was pretty uncomfortable for me. But I don't think their expectations of me are that high right now. They're just interested to see what I can do sooner or later. So,
where are your motives? Are you with the Greyhounds? Are you looking to kill this assassin like they've asked and turn him in, or?
I think in it, I'm trying to play my hand as best as it's been dealt right now. The Greyhounds are a pretty serious organisation. Going against them with limited resources would be folly. Equally, I'm not really sure where we stand or where this assassin guy stands. Like on some level, he didn't seem like he had the worst of motives. I'm not about to try and apprehend him, but Certainly not as a lone decision, but it could help in the future if we have the grey hands on side. So I'm hedging my bets, to be honest with you. I don't. Ideally, I'd probably not want to be in the grey hands. The feeling of being part of something I haven't ever been part of kind of makes me feel constrained and like I'm not free to be myself. But that feeling's lessening as I understand that their hold on me is not so strong and their expectations aren't so great. So I'm pretty easy, but ultimately I've got some people that I'd like to help back where I came from, and while I'm here I've got some people I feel like I might be able to do some good here and help some of those people who have nothing, who's been downtrodden by those that are in power and those that have money and wealth and lord it over those without.
Yeah, can I insight check that he's like true to his word about not being fully 100% like with the grey hands on, that he's genuinely trying to do some good? Please?
Yeah, roll the insight.
23.
Yeah, you'd have a fairly good insight. So, from Tavis's point of view, is he telling the truth?
That was straight up.
It's just kind of takes on board everything that he's heard off Tavis. Kind of looks at Tavis and looks at Ulfgar. Kind of goes, obviously, we've only met you in the last 24 hours. I met Negan and Thorin in the last 2 weeks. Don't necessarily trust easy, but if you're willing to muck in and help with what we're trying to do, maybe this is a relationship that can work. And with that, he looks at Tavis and says, "Not like that." He just kind of rolls his eyes. Says,
At that, Ulfgar sort of like coughs into his cup as he's drinking. A little bit of ale comes out of his nose.
and Isla kind of goes, "Right, we should really make our way back to Troll Skull. The Sildar, Thorin, and Negan. They might be heading back soon, and they might need help with what they're doing."
Yeah, sounds fair enough. We can't sit around here drinking all day. I mean, we definitely could, but we probably shouldn't.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are preparing to leave. Right, back to Felzoon's Folly. You can see now, Thorin, from where you're sitting with Negan, you can see that the conversation between Harlot Tom and the dark-skinned female dwarf is heating up a little bit. In fact, out the corner of your eye, although it's not really audible, you do see a hand slam down from the dwarf. She looks like she takes no shit. There is a finger that is pointed, and then she gets up. You hear the words, "You will pay. You will pay what you owe." And then she moves away from the table.
So I look at Thurin and say, "I think our time is now."
Yes, now seems as good a time as any. I'll get up and head over.
Okay. You sort of see him, he's sitting there, and you see that his face is... He's not happy. He's sitting there and Yeah, he doesn't look happy at all.
Do we know where Sildar's gone at this point?
Yeah, you can see, or you know that Sildar behind you. Thorin, you can see Sildar, but he just moved off just behind you, Negan, and over on your right-hand side. So he's keeping some distance from the group, but he looks like he's just keeping a watchful eye on what's going on.
I motion to the chair and say, "May I?"
He looks like he's put out by that, but he looks at you and he says, "By all means."
Sorry to disturb you, but I feel we may be able to do a bit of business if you're inclined.
And what business might that be?
Well, I'm told that you have the connections that I require to sell my wares.
Sell your wares? I don't want a fucking brothel.
Well,
What do you want?
I have an item that I need selling.
What kind of item?
It's black sapphire.
Right.
You want to see it here?
No one's looking. Let me see the stone.
I take the stone out and I show it to him. I say, there's no mean feat.
May I?
I'll hand him the stone. There's no mean feat acquiring this stone.
He takes the stone in his hand. He holds it. Well, yeah. They're the more easier items to get rid of. Where's it from?
Well, I was in the Spellforge trying to recover it. It was
Spellforge?
It was once Aldith Transcendus.
I have no idea who that is.
And he was supposed to be imbuing it with magic. I don't know if he did. I don't have the skills to check that. But before I could recover it, a dragon called Cryovane came and took it first.
Right.
So I had to wait and take it from Cryovane.
You took this from a dragon.
I didn't fight the dragon, I'm not an idiot.
Right. Do you...
At this point, I just sort of lean over into Thurin's ear and go, "Are we sure this is the right man?" Like on a whisper.
I just nod.
Pardon me for looking confused. Normally people bring me things that they cannot sell. Because they have stolen them from somebody. If you fought a dragon and took a stone, there are 100 shops that'll buy that off you. What do you need me for? Because I can smell a rat.
I'm the rat. I came here to sell
Roll a
before the dragon comes looking.
but why? A dragon.
Cryovane.
And what do you think it's worth?
You tell me. I know what I think it's worth. What do you think you can get for it?
Something like that. Probably about 4.5.
know it's worth more than that. You get a good deal on it, and I'll give you a good cut.
A good deal on it. These types of gems, yeah, in this type of city, they're not rare. Yeah, I don't know where you think you've come from, what you think you know about these types of things. Yeah, that's 4.5 on a really, really good day.
And who do you deal with? Who do I
You
trade
do-
this item with?
I don't know you. I don't know you. You've come to me. I don't even know how you know who I am. You've come to me, in my place of business. You flash me a stone that you can go and sell.
Do you want to make the deal or not? I can go find somebody else.
It's 4.5. There's a 50% commission rate on the first job.
50%.
I don't know if I can trust you yet. I certainly don't trust your story.
It's a joke, and I get up.
Alright. Alright. 40%. I'm breaking my own rules. And I don't even know why, because I don't even trust you. It just so happens you caught me on a bad day, and I need the cash.
Yeah, sounds like it.
What sounds like it?
You're having a bad day.
Oh. I don't trust your story. I don't think you got that thing from a dragon. I'd like to know who you stole it off, so that I don't go and sell him back what is rightfully theirs to begin with, and end up with a sword right through my middle. Can you at least tell me whether they are in Waterdeep?
I got it from the Sword Coast Mountains.
%. 4.5. That's if I can get 4.5.
I wouldn't be there when the trade goes down.
Not at all. You've come to me. This is my job. This is my line of work. I take the stone. You come back. I give you your cash.
How do I know that you're just going to run off with the stone?
And what business would I have then? Again, you've come to me. People come to me. Do you know how hard it is to make things like that disappear in this city? I don't even know how you've got my name.
Doesn't matter.
Does to me. Look, we've all got our secrets.
I got it from a mutual friend. And I close my palm and I prestidigitation the image of the red viper symbol and just discreetly show him it and then close my hand again and make it disappear.
And what's that?
A mutual friend.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, neither do I. I'm clearly batshit crazy.
Well, I do business with a lot of people, and they come to me because I can be trusted to make sure that secrets stay secrets. Just walking off the street and start asking about me clients, or not clients.
How quick can you do the trade?
It'll take me 3 days.
What do you think?
I mean, he clearly likes his job. But we're given this name, we didn't get told how much of a fun guy he was, but I guess unfortunately we got to do what we got to do. But I think 40% is a bit high.
Yeah, me too. I don't see what choice we got.
3 days, 3 days then, isn't it?
Alright, we'll give you the stone.
He pockets the stone. And he says, so, you here for the race?
I've only just got into town. I don't know what race you're talking about.
Normally, people who come to see me, they like a bet. It's where I'm going next.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The banners, the flags outside.
Yeah, I saw those.
It's the annual wagon race of Waterdeep.
That sounds like my kind of
Yeah. Oh. I need to get going because I need to go and put a bet on and try and recoup some of these losses.
Who are you putting your money on?
Oh, I'll see what the odds are like when I get there. If you're asking for a tip, well, personally, I would always go for Borum Fast Step. He's won the race now 4 years in a row.
The odds can't be good.
Odds are odds. Winnings is winnings. All depends on how much you want to put in it.
Show us the way then.
To the race.
Make a bet.
Okay. Okay. It's not too far. And he stands up. He adjusts his jacket, and he says, "Yeah, I'll head over with you." And he makes to leave out of Felzoom's folly.
Yeah, follow.
Soldar sort of hangs back, and he sort of tails. You walk the distance. So let me just have a look. So from where you are, can't find the image. Yeah, from where you are, let's have a look. You come out of the front of the tavern. Directly opposite you is a long-ish street called Salabar Street. You walk down. You can see that there is just people just milling around, heading in the same direction that you're heading in. That joins another street, and then directly leading off that street, almost heading east, you see this street that is slightly inclined, slightly going uphill from where you are. You have a look at the sign on the street, and it says the Wagon Race is the name of the street. It takes you about just over 5 minutes to walk it. You see that the road is full of people. There's a festival feel. The air is electric. There's excitement. There's flags of all colours, sigils on poles extending from the buildings. The bunting draped from rooftop to rooftop across the street. In the centre of the street, so as you sort of look up, you can see that there's one sort of main building that's slightly protruding, whereas all the streets are sort of brick. This one is white. It has white pillars and a sort of semicircle that sort of come out across the street, almost like it was like a town hall, if you like. As you look up, you can see that on top of this semicircle there is a crowd of people that are up there overlooking the street. As you make your way up the cobbles, you can see that the crowd starts to that's really milling around this certain area just outside of that building. As you get close and you start to make your way through the people, you see that they're gathered around a 2-horse chariot. This chariot is black, polished. There is a halfling by the chariot, and there are just people just talking to him sort of non-stop, just trying to get his attention. You see on the side of the chariot, painted in white, what looks like a wolf howling, all polished, absolutely beautiful and immaculate. Over the way next to him there is another chariot, and this goes back in 4 rows. There are 8 chariots in total, all facing down the hill. Yeah, there's just a real crowd.
I'll hang back a little bit from Hermit Tom. I'm assuming he's carrying on towards the wagons.
Yeah, he just sort of, now that you're there, he's not really sort of waiting around. He's just getting on with his own business. You sort of see him. He has a handshake here and a bit of a handshake there. Yeah. You sort of see him not disappearing. You keep an eye on him, but he's not hanging with you guys. He's just sort of moving on.
Yeah, I'll just mention to Sildar just to keep an eye on him.
Sildar peels away from the two of you, just sort of gives you a nod, and he just carries on, sort of following, just sort of following behind Hairlit Tom.
You wanna come and take a look at these wagons with me?
Go.
You start to make your way through. You can see that there's this black and gold one that you're next to with the half, and this white head on it of the wolf. Next to that, there is a red and a black chariot. Behind then is a white and a blue. and then next to that one is a grey. You can see these different sort of colours. They're different horses, and these are really well-bred horses. You can see there are people that are in and around the area, sort of checking, checking over the equipment, checking over the horses and things like that. You make your way towards the side of the street underneath this beautiful ornate building with the pillars, this beautiful large door set in front of you, and the crowd of people that are overlooking. You can see that they're throwing out what looks like confetti, and there's children up there, and they're sort of throwing it out, and it's catching the breeze and filling the air. And you're just meandering through. You hear a voice with the words, "Well, of all the people to bump into," and you turn and see Renier Neverember. Sorry.
Oh, alright, I'm here. I'd say long time no see, but...
Looking a bit better.
Yeah, and he comes over and he clasps Thorin. He clasps you by the hand, and then he turns to Negan. He's just sort of stood just on the edge of the pavement.
Looking a bit better than the last time we saw you.
Yeah, well, a nice hot shower, good meal. Although it is just one problem after another, and you hear a "ow," and you look down, and you see that there is a female dwarf, and she is sitting on the pavement, and she's just holding this arm, and he says, "This is Norrin Warlen. She is, or she was, my charioteer."
Norrin what, sorry?
Warlen.
What happened?
Well, I wanted feisty horses, after all. This is my chariot, and you sort of see this. It's mainly white, and then it has like glimpses of different colours, but only like really sort of faint, like a red and a yellow, and then a purple, sort of going up the side of the chariot itself. And he says, "Oh yeah," and you see on the side as well. You see the figurehead of a bull, like the wolf that you see, and you see this this image of a bull's head. And he says, "Well, this is my stake in the race, or it was at least. I'm sure we'll have to withdraw, sadly. Our horses were feisty this morning. I feel she may have broken it. Took a kick straight to it. Heard it snap myself. Poor thing." And you see as Norrin sort of holds onto her hand, so she's in real pain.
Well, I don't have any healing magic, I'm afraid.
No.
Although,
Well,
there's something I could try.
what's that?
Hold out your arm.
So,
I crouch down next to her and just I don't get
she's
her to
proper
outstretch it, but
holding this arm together.
I just get her to just release it a little bit,
Yeah.
and I touch her arm and cast mending. parts are still there.
Okay. When you cast this, there is a scream of pain from Norrin. Now, the magic is used to objects, and you're right, the objects are all there. But just as it wouldn't be able to repair a magic item, the magic itself is disassociated from the object. Yeah, so is the fact that this is a living creature, this is a living arm. Yeah, and although the bone itself is hastily repaired within the arm, the pain only intensifies on Norrin.
I look back at Renee and say, I'm not sure if I helped.
And he's no. Well, I best get her some help and well, I don't suppose you know how to race a chariot, do you?
I mean, I could give it a go. Do you know anything about the route?
Well, yeah, the route's all laid out. They're going to close the road shortly. The race will begin soon, but like I said, I've sunk some money into this.
Well, that was what I was planning on doing.
Well, I need a driver. If someone can drive it. What about you, big man? And he looks at Negan. What about you?
I don't think he'll get off the start line with me on it.
Oh, you're probably right.
I'll happily take it down the road for you.
If I was betting on anyone, I would bet on Thurin.
Well, this is my first year, and it's turned out to be pretty much of a disaster so far. So, yeah, I could. Hell, you know, if we managed to get it round the track, it'd be something.
Nothing to lose at this point.
Giddy up.
Okay. It looks like we've got a driver. You're the well, you're now the charioteer of the prismatic bull.
Prismatic bull. I like the sound of that.
Well, we haven't got long, so there's some things that you need to know. And he sort of nods over to where you've seen the black chariot, the first one that you've seen. And he says, that over there, the halfling, that's Borum Faststep.
Yeah, I've heard about him.
Well, he wins this race.
Yeah, so much for the last few years.
Well, yeah, 4, I think. And as you glance over, you see that the teams are gathered round and they're checking the bridle, they're checking the buckle. People are just coming over and talking to Borum. The wheels, the pole brace, there are just people all over it, just checking it over. And you sort of watch this. This looks like an experienced group of people that are around it. But something else just catches your eye. A male human walking over towards Borum. You see the familiar face making their way through the crowd, heading towards a gleaming black chariot. You see the head on the adorning its side, and you watch as Caspar Reynard pats the halfling on the back. You see the halfling wearing padded leather as he's suiting up for the race.
I wasn't expecting to see him climbing.
Who's that?
Caspar Reynard.
And Renee just sort of looks over. Oh well, yeah. I mean that's his chariot. That's the Black Howler.
Yeah, that sounds like something he'd call it.
Well, he's 4-1 on to win.
Yeah.
Do you know Caspar? I mean, he's a pretty obnoxious.
We've met once before. It was an interesting experience.
Yeah, I bet it was.
We had some fun.
Look, we need to get ready, and we've got to try and get some of this armor off Noran and get it onto you, because if you come off this thing, you don't stand a chance, especially with horses running behind you. And he sort of looks at Nora and says, really sorry. And he starts to pull at the threads around the good arm, the laces that's just holding the like gauntlets together.
What armor is she wearing?
She's wearing it's not like battle armor. It's like a leather armor. It's quite similar to what you can see Borum wearing, but it doesn't look as expensive as that one.
Okay.
And with that, you hear a voice, and it's coming from the balcony above. You hear a woman's voice call out. It's not like her voice. It's like being magically amplified as it travels across the crowd, and you hear a voice saying, "My dear Waterdavians." You look and you see a woman in she's in a gold dress, and it's decorated with beautiful butterflies all over, stitched on. It's absolutely beautiful. You see a man standing behind her, who looks like a half elf. He's tall, handsome. He's got jet black hair, which is slicked back. He's wearing a really stylish suit, and in each arm is two young children, a girl and a boy. The same two children you've seen throwing the confetti out into the crowd. And she says, "Welcome to the 75th anniversary of the Waterdeep Wagon Race. My darling husband and I are extremely honoured to host this prestigious tournament." And you see him sort of walk forward and stand by her, just holding the children, both excited, looking out onto the crowd. "We hope that you enjoy the race. The winner of the course will win the prize of 250 gold. And may your horses carry you to glory." And there's a big round of applause. Reynard sort of looks at you and says, "That's the Castellanters. They're the ones hosting this race. We haven't got much time." And he carries on, just sort of pulling Norland's boots off. Norland's actually trying to help, or Norland's trying to help, sort of free up the armor.
Explain the rules for the race. What can I can't do?
Well, I'll be honest with you. This race can get a little bit rough. But just make sure you're watching your back.
Magic.
It's not unknown.
And are racers allowed to take action against each other?
Anything overt, and it'll be picked up by the organisers. They want a clean, fair race.
Okay.
But that's not to say that it's clean and fair. Now, come on, help me with the boots. And he starts to pull one of the boots off. We'll see if these fit.
Yeah. Help him get me dressed, I guess.
Okay, right, and with that, we'll take a quick break.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So with can we have some like I know we want to keep the music.
I'll sort the music out. Don't you worry.
Yeah, something a bit more that's not like Sleepy or Chariots of Fire.
We may have already had Chariots of Fire on.
Yeah, it popped up on my watch.
Why not Chariots?
Yeah, why not Chariots of Fire? What's wrong with Chariots of Fire?
Yeah, awesome. Vangalis. Again, it popped up on my watch.
See if it goes down as well.
He's having a fit. The lone but not Lone Ranger. I'm a one-man wolf pack.
I'll try and find some
Ryan.
good music as well.
Not the Gnome Ranger, that's the other game.
The Gnome Ranger.
I'll try out some music now, which isn't willing to tell the
Isn't the Lone Ranger a cannibal anyway?
The Lone Ranger.
Yeah, that what's his name? Army Hammer. Didn't he get done for having like body parts in a freezer or something?
I don't know.
Right, should we make a start?
Hang on,
So with bear with. So with we'll let the music do its thing in the background. So with Thorin getting suited up for the chariot wagon race. Sildar following Hail at Tom around. And Negan, I assume you're just in around where Thorin is.
I want to go find where to put the money down.
Okay. Yeah, you. It doesn't take you long. You see an individual who has like a small sort of like makeshift counter in front of him, like a couple of boxes that have been all heaped up and a bit of a table over it, cloth over it, and then you see like down the line there's like 3 or 4 of them. A bit of a chalk sign up. You can sort of see that there's names of sort of different wagons, and then you can also see that there's like odds as well next to him.
I see the horse that Thurin's racing.
Yeah, you see the prismatic bull.
And what are they, can I see the odds on that one?
Yeah, the odds on that one are 9-2.
Okay. I just sort of grab 4 gold out. I obviously push through the crowd and stuff and say, I want to put 4 gold on the what's it called?
Prismatic bull.
Prismatic bull. 4 gold on prismatic bull.
4 gold, and you sort of see like a quick like scribble on a ticket, doesn't even look legible to you, and he just hands it over to you, and he's straight out into dealing with other people moving around.
Okay. Just sort of spin round and then carry it, and then walk back to obviously where they were.
As I see Negan come back with his ticket. Did you see any of the other odds on there?
I just look for you, mate. I just look for you.
I know they are. Do us a favour. Go put a bet on for me.
Yeah? Who do you want?
I'll bet on myself. See if you can bet on me to finish in the top 2.
Okay.
And I give him 150 gold.
How much?
You give him how much?
150 gold.
Okay. I'll take it and then walk back.
Yeah, again, he scribbles out a he scribbles out a bit of a chit, hands that to you, and then you make your way back to where Thurin is trying to get some of the armor to fit, and make ready for the race. Okay, so with that then, back to Yawning Portal. So Isla, Tavis, and Ulfgar sitting round the table.
Yeah, I think we decided to head back to Troll Skull.
Decided to head back towards Troll Skull.
Thinking we were going to possibly meet up with the rest of the party.
Okay, as you get up, as you get up to leave, you start to walk around the well, and coming the other way towards you, Isla, is Three Strings, and as he just brushes past you, he says, "Can we have a word?"
Where am I in relation to Tavis and Ulfgar there ahead?
Well, that's up to you. Where would you be marching order-wise?
Makes no odds to me. I'll be wherever.
Yeah, probably been at the back with Tavis. Where we sat, Tavis would probably be the first out, then Ulfgar, then me.
Okay. Yeah, so he just sort of brushes your arm and says, "Can we have a word?"
I'll just casually slip away from the group using my. I've got an ability, natural stealthiness, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'll just try and stealth away from them and follow Three Strings.
Yeah. Okay. You are you trying to be stealthy from them?
Yeah, just kind of as I hear it, just kind of slide back. Like I'm definitely not telling them I'm not disappearing. I'm just kind of,
Sloping.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he pulls you to sort of to one side, and the other two don't notice. They just carry on walking. You move over to a small cluster of tables. Two chairs are free. Quite a noisy area, and he sort of sits down. Take a seat.
Yeah, take a seat. Are you alright, Three Strings?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm glad I caught you. Actually, I found a little bit more information out about these, what these people were looking for.
All right. Well, that's promising. And how did you come by this information?
We've recently acquired a new establishment in town, Troll Skull Tavern.
I have heard.
And let's put it this way: new member. We've met someone new. He's part of the Greyhounds. Don't know. He seems quite trustworthy, but I'm still not 100% sure. Anyway, it came to light that there was an assassin working in town to do with the Zentarum and Xanathar's gang. We've got some information about that, but it turns out this assassin used to be, or is part of that group that you were asking me about. So I've got his name. I know where he's working out of. I believe the rest of his party's with him, and they're in town. The Zentarum and Xanathar's gang in Waterdeep seem to be trying to align with each other and amalgamate into a new group. But the Zentarum outside the city are not happy with this arrangement that they're trying to come to, and have come in and trying to force a gang war between the Zentarum and the Xanathar's gang, and it looks like it's being instigated by this group, the Doom Raiders.
That's why we've been hearing their name.
Yeah, it looked like a person we saw, named Zaraj. Looks like quite a handy fellow. He's been using a bow, big bow, to go around and take people out.
And where's this Siraj now?
We haven't got a beat on him at the moment. We know that he was taking refuge in Corellan's Crown, opposite where we've got this tavern. He came to our tavern at our request.
You met with him?
What's that, sorry?
You met with him?
Yes. But I didn't know what sort of action to take. The best I understand about ourselves is that we take a passive role and gather the information before acting. So I didn't want to do anything rash before consulting with you.
Well, that's really good work. It gives us a lead. I can keep my ear out, find more out about this Siraj and where he's come from. Well, that's really good work. I can assure you, my superiors will be impressed.
I'll say I don't know. I can't remember where I got this information, but it's definitely true that they're quite a famous party for killing Lich Lords. I can't remember whether you told me that but I've been doing some digging around and fishing, so maybe there's more information if we can find out about the Lich that they've killed. Maybe it'll shed light on the other members of the party that are going. But if there's anything else I can do to help with this, then please let me know, and I'll do my best to see what I can find out.
Well, actually, not to overburden, but I do have another. Well, I have another task for you.
There's just nods.
Well, there are whispers on the street. Stories of a new narcotic which has made its way into the city. It's an opiate by the name of Emperinen.
Emperinen.
Yeah, it's EMP.
Yeah.
YREAN.
Go on.
Emperinen.
YREAN.
EAN, yeah.
Okay. And what else do you know about this? Do you know where it's been found? Has it been in the Copper District or?
Well, I've heard of late that this has become quite popular in certain areas. a Harper contact who owns a tavern in the Field Ward. It's called the End Shift Tavern. Well, he reported that a gang of halflings were distributing the drug in that area. When he confronted them, he was attacked, and now he fears for his life and his establishment. We've reason to believe that this drug is a derivative of one that's been found in the Underdark.
Okay. And
Now,
come.
now we know that drug, although it's never really surfaced. Contacts tell us that the drug is called Lady of Decay, which is created from an extract of a type of fungus that's found down there.
Okay.
Now, Lady of Decay allows its user to enter a dreamless yet euphoric sleep. Users call the sleep the peace. We believe that Emperinen allows the same state while awake. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what good is that? Well, those gifted in the arcane arts lose their connection to the weave while under its influence. They detach themselves from magic. For powerful practitioners who feel the constant weight of the weave, they can find small respite. The narcotic has a growing reputation with young nobles of the city. However, its origins are from the Underdark, I fear. And there's great dangers on the horizon if that's the case. There's a telltale sign for those that have used it. Purple stained lips. It's the purple stained lips that's allowed us to draw the conclusion between the Emperinen and the Lady of Decay. That's why we believe it's from the same fungus found in the Underdark. I need you to go to this tavern and I need you to find out where this drug is coming from. It'll also give our contact in the field ward a bit of reassurance.
And do you have a name for this contact?
Yes. His name is Frederick.
Okay. So just a quick one then. Have you seen anyone with these purple lips?
I haven't, but I'm not in those circles. This is believed to be used quite heavily by the aristocracy of the city.
Okay. So you want me to make contact with this Frederick, try and put him at rest, reassure him, and just gather some information on the source of where this drug's coming from, and any information about how it's being brought into the city. I mean, if it's from the Underdark, then, or linked to the Underdark, then it'd be safe to assume that it could be being muled through here. Have you seen any people who are regularly going down and coming back up from the well?
Although the Undermountain can lead into the Underdark, it's not the most secure or well-trodden route. There are other ways of getting down there.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that Skullport hasn't got its stake in this. In fact, it reeks of Skullport, if you ask me. And therefore, it reeks of Xanathar. But I could be jumping the gun. I could be jumping to conclusions. There may be other things afoot in this.
No. Well, I'll bear it in mind, but I won't take it to heart, and I'll see what line of inquiries I can find myself before.
Don't go in
jumping.
heavy-handed. This is information that we're gathering here.
Of course.
I'll let my superiors know about this, Zaraj, and I'll keep my ear out and see if I can find out any more. Maybe get us a lead based on that.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Yeah. Well, like I say, I know. Like I say, one of our new colleagues who was just with me then, Tavis. He's part of the Greyhounds, and he's been tasked with bringing Zaraj to justice. So, for his safety, I can't guarantee it. I may get embroiled into it, but be rest assured, I won't bring our name into it.
it's very smart. Like I said, our superiors will be watching you quite closely. You're becoming quite the promising agent.
And with that, Isla nods, says farewell, and he just nips to the bar and just grabs 3 little drinks. He's not that bothered. Just have 3 drinks, please. Whatever's quickest. Pays the money, and takes them and just heads outside. When he ties back up with Tavis and Ulfgar, he just hands them out and says, "Oh, sorry boys, one for the road," and just skins it.
When you leave, you see that that Tavis has walked outside. Now, if you remember, Tavis, when you walked in, you actually seen Brixton.
Oh yeah, Rick's in the cabbie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hail him and ask him if he can take me and our friend back to Trollskull.
Yeah, and he so as you walk out, you see that that they're standing round, they're talking to the cabbie, and he's making ready to leave.
Well, I would say you've been busy. How's business today? Anything particular going down?
He says we've been all right. To be honest, most of the city's moved over to the trade ward for the wagon race.
What's the wagon race? Anything? You heard of that? Is there a Ulfgar?
Am I there yet?
Wolfgar just says no. Yeah, you're walking out behind him now, Isla.
I'm like, heard of what?
Apparently there's some wagon race going on. Trade wards.
I haven't heard anything.
What
No.
would you recommend taking it in, Brixton?
It's an annual race. It draws a good crowd. To be fair, the family that were running it, they didn't have their heart in it, and it was dying of late. But this new family that have taken over, they seem to be putting a lot of money into it and drawing a big crowd. So I know a lot of people were heading over there.
What's that family called?
Oh, they're called the Castellanters.
Fancy checking it out, guys?
Yeah, can do.
I mean, we don't know where the other lads are up to, and could have taken them a while. I mean, admittedly, it did take a while to get Ulfgar fixed up, but that was always going to be the case. Fancy it, yeah, yeah. All right then, Nixon, take us to trade ward. We'll go and see if we can get there in time for this race.
Here's an ale.
Oh, cheers.
Here's an ale, Ulfgar.
Cheers.
So yeah, you hop on, and the carriage heads off. it takes you about about 25 minutes, just a little bit over, just to get there. You're heading more in a northerly direction, east direction. You start to see that there's quite a lot of crowd just sort of walking towards the same direction that you're heading in. You get to a point where Rickson can't go anymore. He reins in the horse and he says, "Sorry, sirs. Well, it looks like they've closed the road already. You'll have to head the rest of the way on foot. You just follow the crowd. They'll be heading over there."
Not a problem. Was there anything you've ever thought of taking part in, Rickson, if you had the horses and the right car?
What, in that dirty race? No, thank you. I like a fair fight.
Oh, is it? What's a bit corrupt? Is it?
A bit corrupt. Well, yeah.
Would you have any
But,
tips for first-time punters?
Yeah, that black howler. He likes to win a lot.
It doesn't sound like any fun.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, you boys enjoy the race.
Thanks for your time. Take it easy.
You get out and you. Sorry, what was that?
Pay him with a decent tip again, whatever.
Yeah, he takes it off you and he gives you a nod. He says, "Thank you," hey, and you know where I am.
Yep. See you again, no doubt. And we just follow the crowds, head towards the hubbub, I guess.
Okay. You start heading towards this sort of general direction. This is very much like you're heading towards a stadium. Suddenly it just starts to gain more and more and more people and gets thicker and thicker and thicker as you just near the destination. You make your way through an alleyway and out onto a main road, and you see that the road itself has been cordoned off. There are lines that have been put out with sort of chains going across it, so you can see where all the spectating is. This empty road that's above. You can see above you mounted griffins, and not just one, but you can actually see quite a few. You can actually see them off into the distance. There's one just above you, just beating its wings. And you can also see that there is a sort of series of flags that are hanging below in sort of like a straight sort of column. And that he's just this griffin's just doing a circle above you. You can see that people are starting to head off, and you can see that not the street that you're on, but across the way would be another street, and it starts to go uphill, and you can see a huge crowd that are out on the road. Whereas this road's empty, you can sort of see where they're all sort of mingling around as they start. You can see that there's sort of small pockets where it's open, where you can maybe get a better look at the road, or you can start to head up the hill, or stay where you are.
Can we see the horse? Can we see like the start and the horses and the chariot?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so where you are, the road is empty, but when you look up that hill, you can see that it's milling with people. You know, it is the the grid, the grid lane. Do you know what I mean? It's everyone's out on the start.
Me and old guy can't see shit.
Yeah. You get breaks in it, but there's just a lot of people moving and getting into position to watch the race.
Head up in the general direction of the hubbub and what might be the start, and see what we can see and what's going on, and if there's a bit of action to be had.
Okay, just everyone just roll or just you two just roll a perception check. Ulfgar's just following behind.
There you go.
5.
You see shit. I don't see much more. 13.
13. As you're walking along, your arm gets snagged. You turn and holding onto your arm, just underneath the elbow like this, you see she's taller than you, but an old woman. This skeletal hand is grasping your forearm. She has lank white hair which hangs across a filthy face. She's got milky eyes, just blank eyes, blind, like cataracts. She points a crooked finger at you, and she fixes you with a stare as those around you in the busy street part away from you, just sensing that it's not right, and look in your direction. You hear a hoarse voice as it breaks and croaks with the first words, as the first words leave her lips. And she says, "Addiction. A demon in the deep. It lays impatient, burning with desires, scheming and searching for the surface. It is coming, and you will feel its weight around your neck, pulling you into the depths. It comes to feed upon you. The end is coming." And with that, she releases her grip, and she limps, hobbles away.
So does Tavis and Ulfgar see that, do they?
Yeah, the vicinity sort of see it. Yeah,
Did I hear?
yeah. I said you would have heard. Yeah.
Can I try and grab her?
You can try. Yeah.
I try to grab her.
She's an old woman. She's just a crone.
And just ask her what she means, what she's saying to my friend. Is that a threat?
What you get is just a random assortment of like words and gibbers and nothing that makes any coherent sense. She doesn't seem to acknowledge that you're there. She just keeps sort of walking in the direction where she was walking, just gibbering and talking to herself.
Let her go. Just turn to her. So what was all that about?
And as this old woman's moved off, does everyone start paying attention back to the race, or are they still looking?
It's like a few seconds. It's kind of like one of those ones where like the fringes of that group sort of turn away and get on with what they were doing, and then that slowly starts to sort of come in. The ones that were really close, sort of waiting a little bit longer, and then they just start to disperse and walk on.
I'm going to say Tavis. I've no idea, but is there any way I can? I know it's like past. Is there any way I can roll? I don't know if it would be an insight just to get a gut feeling to see if she believes she was telling the truth.
Yeah, you can roll insight, yeah.
22.
She looked pretty serious about what she was saying. She
Like with it happening and with the way that she was talking and the intent, would Isley kind of feel like what she like feels like a little bit not necessarily unnerved by it, but feels he's kind of should take heed of what's been said, type of thing. Like he believes her enough to feel like it's worth.
There was a real element of foreboding in what she said.
I just say to Tavis, I'm not too sure what that was, but there's something that's niggling me on the inside. Don't think we should just forget what's been said, but probably worth having a discussion when we're not in a place like this.
Yeah, okay, man. She was just chatting nonsense when I grabbed her.
Yeah.
She seemed like, I don't know, it was for you.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
Yep. On. The show must go on.
Here's the kind
Okay.
of follow Tavis, but his mind's a little bit. He's not fully focused.
Yep. So what? So he's like shook up by that.
He's not shook up, but he's definitely thinking on what's been said. He's not just like heard it and carried on walking off, but you know the what she said in the depths, addiction, something's coming. Isla feels he needs to know more. Like there's a hunger there to delve deeper into what's been said and try and find out what it is. There's a hunger to understand what it means and where it comes from. So it's more pondering what's been said, like that type of thing.
Okay.
Tavis like, come on, let's see if we can have a bit of fun with this race. See what's going on.
Just follow along.
Yeah. So are you heading up towards the start grid? Are you?
Yeah, I want to see what's going on. Like, who's the competitors? Who's this black howler that Cabby mentioned? And just get the whole idea of what the plan is, what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, you start to make your way. It's as you're getting closer and closer to that, the crowd is getting thicker, but you persevere to get it, into the street itself, and then you start to make your way up towards that sort of area, really having to push your way through.
Isla won't struggle getting through. He can pass through the space of a larger creature with no problem. With his
I'm not saying he doesn't. What I'm saying is that there is very little space. The crowd sort of thickens. Okay, right then. So, Thorin, you're trying to get the what armor you can. There's a sort of padded sort of breastplate and torso that covers your torso. There's a padding that goes on your shoulders. This is all quite a standard size. As you're getting ready,
Disengage.
as you're getting ready for the race, anything you want to do?
Does the armour give me anything to my armour class? Or is it same?
It's not like it's not like armor. I'd say you get a +2 because there's parts. It's more like an all over sort of suit, if you like. So let's say there's a +2 on that.
I'll, after I've finished donning the armour, I'll have a look around the wagon and make sure everything's ready to go on it. Everything's all running smoothly and nothing needs a quick fix. And I'm gonna keep a lookout for weak points on the cart's design.
Okay, so roll a perception check.
Well, that's the natural one out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it looks like a chariot behind a couple of horses.
Excellent.
Negan, what are you doing?
Waiting for the race to start.
Chopping
Sorry.
people's wheels off with his axe.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that then, as you're getting ready, you hear announcements being called out about the time, nearing race time. You start to see that the crowd starts to disperse. People start to come through in a sort of bluish, sort of like dark blue uniform, and they start to usher people away from the wagon. You find that Negan, you find that you're asked to move over to the pavement underneath the balcony. Like I said, the air is now thick with this sort of ticker tape and what do you call it? Like confetti. You start to see then the other competitors. You're behind a red and black chariot. You see a woman. She's fairly slender, young, very beautiful, and she is preparing. She's moving around the horses. She's checking over the wagon. You see diagonal to you, to your right, in front of you. You see the black howler. Over on your right hand side, you see a grey chariot itself, and Renee sort of leans in and says, that one's owned by the Blackstaff herself. That's Misty Step.
Well,
That's good to know.
Yeah. You've also got behind you, you've got Hallister's Bane. That one is being sponsored by none other than Dernan and the Yawning Portal. And you look behind and you can see that there's a red and green one behind. You can see that there's a pure, just green only one. There's a silver and red. There's a black one. He says, look, just make sure that you're being careful. Yeah? Get round the course. Don't put yourself in any danger. There's an announcement that calls out, and he has to move back, just leaving the racers and the chariots. Isla and Tavish, just roll a perception check.
10.
19.
Tavish, you sort of, again, eyes on stalks, looking out. You see a large red dragonborn figure, just a little way ahead, just head poking above the crowd.
Wait, is that Negan?
I don't know, I can't see above all these people.
Wait for a gap in the crowd, man. That's Negan. There's not many big red dragonborns around.
Do I catch a glimpse?
Yeah, you would do, yeah. as you start, you're just heading in that direction anyway, so you're always getting closer.
Let's go catch up, find out what's going on.
Cool. Yeah. We'll head off towards Negan.
Have we heard
Fancy
any?
seeing you here.
Okay.
Hey man, you alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, good. Where's Thorin?
He's getting suited up.
What for?
The big race.
Why? What's he doing? Like buying new clothes? Have you seen all that, by the way?
No, he's getting ready to race. We've put some money on him as well.
He's racing in the chariot race.
He's racing in the chariot racing. Yeah.
I did not know that about him. Like, how long have you been doing this for?
Today, pretty new.
All right.
As
Pretty
these guys were
ballsy.
talking, Thorin's stood up in his carriage, just like waving at the crowd.
Isla looks around and does he see this?
Yeah, just I'll tell you what, make a straight charisma check for me.
Who? Thorin.
Thorin.
Oh, he should be pretty charismatic, man. Oh no, one. It can't be another one. Marisha
It's
Ray,
one.
it can't be another
Less
one.
four.
No. That's another natural one.
As you wave out to the crowd, there is zero reaction. And
He's
then,
like, Isla way.
yeah, other than Isla waving back at you, there is nothing from that crowd. And then suddenly, the crowd erupt in applause, and you go beetroot. The crowd is cheering. They are going mad. And out the corner of your eye, you see a small halfling waving back at them as he gets onto the Black Howler. Okay, anything else anyone wants to do?
Get a new dice.
Can I, yeah, you need some new dice, kiddo. Can I go to the bookies?
Yeah. You can see that there's just a few sort of knocking about.
Yeah. No one's with me.
I'll go with it. I'll stick with him. I'll just stick with him.
And I'll look up at Tavis and I say, don't say a word. And I stick 30 gold on the the Black Howler.
What are you doing? Fuck you, man.
30 gold.
Halfling. My man.
My man.
Don't tell Thorin.
We'll see. Thumbs the word if you split your profits with me.
80-20.
Done. What are the odds that this particular bookmaker?
You see that on the board written in chalk is Black Howler, and it's got 2-1.
Ooh, it was 4-1. What's the odds on? I don't know. Do I? What? I would say maybe I've asked Negan what chariot Thorin's in. What are the odds on Thorin's chariot?
Thorin's is 9-2.
I'll stick 10 gold on Thorin.
Okay. One sec. How much are you putting on there? Sorry.
10 gold.
I've never been a bookmaker before.
You're giving it all this shit fucking
Twitching. That's an auction.
Yeah. So they're all
gold.
between them. And just as you put your bet on, you can see they start to rub the odds off, and the odds start to get worse. It becomes like 15-2.
Instead of 9-2, it's gone to 15.
It gets worse. Whichever way worse. Whichever way worse is
Worse for the
the outcome, because the drive has changed, hasn't it?
yes. Okay. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh, it is what it is.
What is that? Is that for my chariot?
Yeah, because Nolan's now not. No, she's not racing now. Now we've got an unknown driver.
Okay. I just missed out on the odds change. That's annoying. Is there any way of knowing what the course is, where it goes? Like, is it obvious where the finish is?
If you give me 1 minute, because I had the course. Right. Okay. Right. I've got it. I thought I had it, so I'm quite glad I found that. Okay.
Great.
So,
Power not ring.
right, okay.
Cool. Okay.
So where you've got so just to put things into context for you, where you've got River Street kind of running through the centre of the course,
Yeah.
where the R is in River, the building that's directly above it on that corner, that's Felzoon's Folly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you guys walk down Solabar Street and then up onto the wagon race. Whereas where you guys came from the Yawning Portal was like the south west. So you sort of came in at an angle. Don't really see where you come in. But yeah, that's the route. It's all been laid out.
Are they going to finish? Is the wagon straight the finishing straight or the starting straight?
It finishes on that. It starts and it finishes on that, on where it starts.
Yeah. So I guess I meant is it clockwise or counterclockwise? The direction.
Oh, sorry, it's a clockwise. Yeah, it's clockwise. Yeah, when they start, they go downhill. So they're going down the hill that you've just walked up.
Is it one lap?
One lap, yeah.
63 laps.
We're going to do a quali, we're going to do a sprint race, and then we're going to have the real race.
Yeah, there's a half orc called Dale Grundle doing a grid walk.
Yeah, what's my position on the grid?
You are 1, 2, 3. You're fourth currently.
How many competitors in total?
8.
And we're
Hey,
stacked 2 abreast, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a Dutchman.
And the halfling in the black howler, when he parked his chariot, it was pointing over towards where the gorgeous woman is in front of you on the red and black. Because I fucking hate that. But there you go. Okay. So you hear over, again being projected over, the same woman in the gold dress, and she says, "Racers, please take your positions," and Renier backs off, leaving you to climb aboard the chariot. you hear on your marks as a elf walks out with a checkered flag, and she says, "Get set," and the flag just drops.
Yeah, I've got another go.
Thorin, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Everyone goes yush, and the whole chariot just lurches forward as you're really cracking the reins. And to your surprise, you get off to a fairly decent start behind the red chariot in front of you. You see that the black howler really gets a good start. And just starts to he's as you're going down this hill, he's just pulling out of the position that you're in. You're all sort of in that bit of a formation, but he's just really heading down the hill. Right, so
Mechanics time.
never done this before.
No, neither have I.
Right, so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to need dice rollers. Thorin, you're going to roll for yourself. Everyone else is going to roll, and you're all going to roll anonymously. Okay, and then we'll see
So
how we
you
get
know, you know who we're rolling for, but we're just going to give you our numbers.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I am going to let's go for.
Can I have a little Tam of all that, actually?
Okay, so let me just have a look. I'll do this one. Right, we'll do this one then. Okay.
Splash Bridge, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go for right. So everyone needs their d20s. You start to head, you're really whipping, and you feel your adrenaline surge. You're heading down this street. The crowd is roaring. Everyone's going absolutely nuts. The street levels off. You've got a right-hander. You're in on the inside lines. You feel that you start to gain a little bit of ground over on the howler. No sooner have you done that, you're going straight into a right-hand bend. So you're now on that outside, and you're just turning in. You see that he gets a really tight turn. The car in front of you, though, she's keeping a really good pace. You've got a little bit of distance in front of you. I want everyone to roll a d20, and we'll go around the clock as I see it. So we'll start off with Thorin.
And the animal handling fire.
No.
13.
13. Okay.
Better than 1.
Okay. Right. Jay.
9.
Okay. Right. Well, Muchi.
5.
Okay. Matt.
Do we add anything? Tavis
Nope.
is proficient with land vehicles.
Nope.
13.
I've seen
13.
that.
Okay. So Okay, so you go around this really tight, almost it's like a 90-degree turn, and your eyes are pinned on the Mad Howler. You can see that there's a crowd. The crowd are being like sort of hemmed back. So yeah, the crowd is sort of being hemmed back, and you see this guard just trying to push people back, and he's really shoving them back as the horse is about to come, and he moving people apart. He pulls one out. You sort of see this fella being ripped out of the crowd into the way of into the way of the Black Howler. The body slams into the chariot itself, just knocking Borum out a little bit, and he just manages just to lose that little bit of ground. The girl that's in front of you, the woman that's in front of you, you sort of see that as she's trying to stay around this right hand corner, there's a almost like a sheen on the cobbles of the street, and the wheels of the chariot just sort of catch and just slide. The horses struggle just to keep hold as the wagon wheel itself just touches the curb, nearly going into the crowd itself. At that point, you see the grey, misty step with the confusion in both leading just start to edge and try and get in between that gap. What do you do?
I'll try and get as close to the misty step as I can.
Okay, just now you can make your check. You can use your animal handling on this one. Just make an animal handling check. 10. It's not the position that you really wanted to be in. Just as you're just trying to get into this little bit of a gap, but you do feel that you've managed to avoid whatever was slipping the cart in front, and just try and keep that line, just try and tuck in amongst the others. So now you're all sort of really bunched up into a small group, really whipping the reins now, as do the two front carts, just trying to get everything back on the straight and narrow. You're now moving as a bunch. You cross over one street, crowd is going absolutely mad. You can see that there's a main road, a really big wide street coming up, so you know that you can sort of take quite a decent angle and turn into it, although you don't want to lose too much ground by going too wide. You start to whip. This turn comes up quicker than you really expect it, and the horses instinctively just drag you round as the four carts go round almost in sync. The red cart's starting to drop off a little bit with taking that outside lane. You whip again and again. You follow this main road all the way down. Right, again, let's roll the d20s. Uchi.
That's it. Oh.
Jay. What was that one, Jay?
18.
18. Matt.
Big one.
Ooh.
Yes.
Jimbo.
17.
Jimbo.
Get it in.
Wow. Right. So let's have a look.
Still time.
One of the carts breaks down.
Still time.
You can see now that the Black Howler has really got a grip now. He's holding on to the reins. He's really whipping now at the horses, and you sort of see that the controls starting to come in, and a little bit of acceleration from the howler. The red and black cart that's in front of you. Right, Muchi, we'll use your stats for this. Make a dexterity acrobatic check for me, please.
Acrobatic check. 18.
18. Yeah, okay, we'll do that one in a sec. Matt, do yours. Sorry. Yeah, can you make a dexterity check as well, please?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics. Yeah.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the howler, he's cracking on. The misty step starts to pull across you, almost like the last corner was just too much, that it's starting to veer out a little bit. As it does so, from the crowd bursts a dog. This dog just comes out, and they have to just rein in just ever so slightly just to avoid the dog. This just gives you just enough of an edge just to start to pull around the misty step. As you look over, you can see that there is the crowd is actually like bellowing out towards the road itself. You can see that there is a horse, and as the horse gets nearer to the edge with its owner, the red and black cart in front has to swerve out of the way, seeing those horses, and again slowing down. You feel that you're now starting to pull into second position behind the howler. You continue to go. This is a really straight road, so this is just all about just absolute gunning as you're whipping the horse and keeping pace, to your surprise, with the mad howler. As you come towards the end of the road, you can see that it's turning to your right. It's a quite a sharp corner, followed by another hard right, and then you're straight into a straight. You can see that down the far end, this tunnel of people all cheering, that it starts to open up into what would look like a bit of a square. Okay, everyone, roll your d20s. Okay,
Tavis,
Matt.
whilst this has been going on, can Tavis have been making his way back up to the walls, like the final straight, so we can see the finish?
Yeah, you could. Well, that's where you are. You're on the finish line. Thereabouts.
Further back down that straight, like towards River Street, maybe.
All right, you wanna go back up the track?
Yeah, I just want to have a better view of the final bit, not the finish line, but like the closing stages of the race.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you can sort of try and make your way up through the crowd.
Yeah.
You get up to that. In that time, you sort of get up to that sort of top corner, fighting your way through. As the chariots are now in the wide way.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So, Jay.
15.
Okay. Muchi. 5. Matt.
16.
Thorin.
What's a good Jimbo?
15.
Woof! Good.
Okay, so again, as you're racing, the Black Howler is the first to get out into this sort of open stretch, this like open square, if you like, the court of the White Bull. You see this huge statue in the center of this bull. It's sort of standing on its sort of back legs, raised up. It has got nothing to do with any type of Austrian architecture of bullshit at all. This is not the Styrian Grand Prix. This is just pure happenstance. So you see that the Black Howler's making his way out, and then you burst out with him. The crowd go absolutely mental. You see the red and black chariot again sliding again. What looks like the wheel is starting to wobble with the slide, and it's taken quite a bit of punishment on that in that lateral force, and you can sort of see that it's got a bit of a wobble to it. But your mind is focused on winning. You want to win, and you're just keeping pace with the Howler, albeit they're in front. The Misty Step is starting to edge around now. As you just throw over your shoulder to have a look, you see that the Misty Step's starting to edge around the red chariot. You quickly head off. This time now, as you're leaving the square, the street really narrows, and you get that real sort of adrenaline sensation as everything closes in around you. Everything feels really quick. To the bottom of the street, you've got a really tight right hand, and then again racing now into another left-handed, and then into another right-handed 90 degree. Right, at this point, just all roll your d20s, please. This is on the 90 degree bend. Let's go back. Let's go the different way this time. Muchie.
7. Choice.
Okay. Jay.
12.
Jimbo's roll's going to keep rolling well.
Matt.
11. Come on, Jimbo.
Thorin.
It's 6.
Oh, no.
Okay, so
What have you learned? Which one?
okay, okay, so right, I need Thorin to make a, what was it, 6?
It was a 6, yeah.
Yeah, 6.
Ooh, shit.
Okay, I need you to make a dexterity acrobatics check.
Are you dexterous, Thorin?
We'll see. 11.
Go the other way.
Right, okay. Right, and Muchie, I need you to make a dexterity check as well, please.
Straight dexterity or acrobatics?
Yeah, acrobatics, sorry.
Not that it matters. 19!
19. Right, so the the Black Howler now really belting it now. Thorin, you're right behind him, and suddenly there's there's more dogs that just run out onto the street. You have to really get on the reins and try and swerve around. At the same time that these dogs have burst out, a brawl happens. Whether they're fighting over drink, whether they're fighting over a bet, but the line of people just bursts, and out pops these 3 or 4 guys just starting to punch each other. Misty Step just manages to edge around it, the black and red cart, again just narrowly missing, but losing a lot of ground. You're trying your best now, but you feel that that the howler is just getting a little bit too far ahead.
Can I see them yet? Have I see them yet?
What you can see is the crowd going wild. You can just by almost like the crowd doing like an audible Mexican wave. You can sort of hear that they're getting close.
I want to be really keeping an eye out for the black howler. I want to be really trying to see what I can see of the driver as soon as I can see him. Good.
Okay, so so Thorin, you're now really pinning on these on the horses, and you're heading down a straight. You pass two huge sort of stone sort of parapet towers. This is now the outer wall of the city, leading out of the city itself. One of the actual gates. You come to the end of your street out into this open space where this gate is, a main road stretching out to your right. There's a slight rise, and as you're whipping, you sort of jump a little bit as your cart sort of jumps up, and then again it sort of dips down on the other side. There's a slight chicane as you're pulling the horses round, doing your absolute utmost to try and keep up with the howler. At this point, Tavish, you just sort of see a burst of people sort of moving and cheering, and you see the lead horses. You just recognise that the black chariot ahead.
I can't see what the driver is wearing or anything.
No. He's a halfling behind horses, so he can barely see really where he's sort of. Yeah, it'd be difficult to see where you're at. You're not really elevated above him.
Okay, I'm going to do the call your shot thing and tell you what I want to do.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is two options. One, wait till he gets within 30 feet of me, and then cast my Mage Hand Legerdemain to like pull his cloak up or down over his eyes so we can't see where he's going.
Right. Okay.
Or failing that, find somebody in the crowd who's got like a cane or a sword or ideally something metal. Use the same thing, Mage Hand, and shove it in the spokes of the black howler.
Okay, let's have a look at Mage Hand.
Whichever one you think is more realistic in terms of can he do that. So it's specifically the Legerdemain because it's the rogue Mage Hand, so it's invisible.
Oh right, is that visible?
No, invisible.
Right, okay.
Mage Hand typically is visible, but Legerdemain is invisible rogue Mage Hand.
Okay, so what you can see from the guards that are sort of trying to keep this eager crowd back is that they're actually holding what look like sort of ceremonial spears. As they're just trying to keep, and they've sort of got them on the side as they're sort of like trying to really push people back. Isla and Negan, from where you are, you can see just by looking up at the griffins that are flying round, you can see the column of flags, and as Misty Step goes around the red and black cart, you see magically that the flags change position. And then the lower cars that are behind, you can sort of see that there's jostling, and magically they're disappearing and changing and coming back on below as these are following the race in their own little sections. Right. Okay. So let me just get some bump up on this one then.
Really short. Into it. That's why it's more. That's why it's more difficult to do. But you've got to do it because you call the shot. Try to do something simple.
Right, I'm gonna go for Right, okay. So, whipping. You're coming up now to the last real bend before you head out into the straight itself. Right. So, Mage Hand itself, then. So I would like to I'm trying to think of what we had for it to be have you got, is there anything on there, because I've not got it to hand, is there anything on there that says about making an attack with it, or is there any sort of...
It says it can't make attacks.
You can't make an attack, activate magic items, but for the legerdemain, you can stow one object the hand is holding in a container worn or carried by another creature. You can retrieve an object from a container worn or carried by another creature. Or I could use these tools to pick locks and disarm traps at range.
Yeah, you can pick
But
up
there's-
and move items with it.
Hello.
So I can pick stuff up and move it with the normal mage hand, yeah. Anything within 30 feet. It can't carry more than 10 pounds. I can move the hand up to 30 feet. I can use my action to control the hand. I can manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from the container, etc., etc.
I mean, call your shots, is it? Would you just set your DC for it and +5?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take... Well, I've got it here, I'll explain it later on. Just I'll tell you what we can do then. Make a sleight of hand check for...
I want to watch this.
It is 21.
21.
You got +7
Right,
on
okay.
mine.
Yeah, there's an expertise skill.
Jesus.
I've got a +7 instead.
Right.
So if you're going to make that carriage roll at disadvantage or something, should we all just roll at disadvantage? We'll give you both numbers, and you can then
Yeah.
narrate it as is and just take the first roll of everyone, if that makes sense.
Jay's got the Howler though, hasn't he?
We don't know.
It seems a
Right.
reasonable assumption seeing he's
Every-
the only one that's rolled good all the time.
Everyone roll the d20. Jay, you roll with disadvantage.
What's it? Roll it twice and take the lowest one.
Yeah.
$11.
Bad roll. Bad roll.
Okay. Right. Matt.
11.
Muchie.
13.
Jimbo.
Jimbo got a smirk.
Thorin.
6.
Is it 6 again? Why is it more dogs? There's like fucking places full of dogs. Roll another 6 again. Right. Yeah, you're coming around the bend. So, Mage Hand, you manage to, in the commotion of the crowd that are fighting back, you manage to pull from the guard the spear. You pull it, the hand comes down and just whips it from below. In the same arc as whipping it from below, the timing is absolutely perfect to go straight through the spokes of the wheel. Yeah, as the hand just lets go. You see the spear going through, and as it does, with the momentum of those wheels, it just snaps that spear in two. You just see it clattering and spilling out across the floor. Pulling on the reins, you see the halfling really wrestle to get it round into that last straight. Thorin, you're catching up, but as you do, there's just more distractions coming out of the crowd. Another burst of dogs that are now just following the horses in amongst the race, like riderless horses in the Grand National. They're just running along, getting in amongst the wheels as you're just trying to dodge. Having that inside line's making it really tight, and you go slightly wide, just giving the Howler the edge. As you can see now, the last straight, you can see that halfway down now, you've got the last run. Okay, so you're now whipping as hard as you possibly can. You look over your shoulder, you see Misty Step now behind you, and you can't even see the red carriage. Your eyes just turn and you're just fixed. It's the last straight. It's the last roll of the dice. You're absolutely whipping, and we're all going to roll the d20.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Right. Matt.
17.
Mochi. Okay. Okay. Jimbo.
10.
Bad.
It's all on Jay. Okay, roll
Jay.
a d4.
7.
Okay. Right. Thorin, make a dexterity saving throw for.
He's happy.
Where's that one?
He's happy. 14, 15.
Just straight dex, yeah.
Yeah,
Dex
no,
save.
no, dex saving throw.
Okay, 20. It's plus 4.
Okay. What did you roll, Jay? Was it 7?
7.
Okay. Make a acrobatics check for me. Just use your own modifier.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. 14.
14.
Yeah.
By the way, if Jimbo wins this, it'll be like fucking Max Verstappen win.
No, he's on that.
Okay.
It's like Kimmy winning.
Bullshit.
See, 7. Right. Okay. So, let me just get my head around this. Right. So, Thorin, you feel that your race is lost. Your horses have given everything they possibly can. The gradient now is sloping down, and you can see that the Mad Howler now is clearly ahead. There is now daylight between the two of you. and you're whipping. You just can see that the hopes of winning this have just ebbed away. Suddenly, the crowd break. In anticipation of their hero crossing the line, they break. They rush out. The howler on the left-hand side as the crowd breaks. Suddenly, he has to stop. He has to slow down. As the 10 feet that's in front of him is just swamped with people. You whip. You whip again. You see that there is a stack of barrels on the side of the road. They fall, but you're in the zone. You see them tumble. You move around, coming so narrowly close to the howler. You're now a horse's length away from. You can almost reach out and touch the chariot. As you're whipping. The howler whips as well. You make your way to the final finish line. And you lose. Just at that point. The wins by the horse's length. And as he crosses the line, the crowd erupt in cheers.
Oh, wow,
everyone is going mad. He comes to a stop. You see the steam coming off the horse as he's just coming and slowing down, and you slow down too. Your hopes of winning that just ebbing. It was too good to be true. As you slow down, you see out the corner of your eye now another horse. As you turn and look, and you see that Misty Step is also coming to a slow. You're not like slowed right down. You're not like stopping or just trotting. You're just dropping your speed as the crowd starts to mob. You hear a scream from behind, and it's a pretty gut-wrenching scream. And as you're slowing, the red and black cart comes past you. The wheel is now on a full-on wobble, having taken the damage going round those slippery corners. You hear the voice of the commentary. She's lost control of the crowbar, as this wheel is now really wobbling. And she doesn't seem to have control. What do you want to do?
Leave a gem now.
Don't know what I can do.
Yes.
She now bursts past you, and she is heading down the steep road. This wheel really wobbling. You can sort of see that she's just trying to hang on now.
I'll chase after her.
You whip the horse into a frenzy again, and they take off. This lunge again as you go. Crowd just instinctively moving out your way as you start to race now this red and black chariot down the hill. You hear a crack. It sounds like a splintered wood, and you see her right horse just bolt off from where it was tethered in. You're racing now. Just make an acrobatics check for
21.
21. You're managing to get around the horse as it's moved away, and you sort of pull round, just trying to get alongside her. You're on the side of the dodgy wheel, and you hear another splintered crack. The left horse now is free. This chariot is coming apart, and the front beam now starts to drop, having nothing to support it. With the speed that it's going, it's just hitting the cobbles, the smooth tops of the cobbles. But you know that it's gonna jam. Sooner or later, this is gonna jam, and it's gonna throw her. You start to really rip the horses and get alongside. You can see her now, just in the chariot.
How far away is she?
Less than 5 feet.
I pull alongside her as close as I can and hold on my arm and ask her to jump across.
Yelling, she goes to grab your arm. Just make an athletics check for me. Now she's going to help, so you can make that with. She's obviously reaching for you as well, so you can make that with advantage. 15. You.
That was a -1.
You hold out your hand and you can't pull her. You just can't. But you manage to keep hold of her arm, and you instinctively just pull on the reins to start slowing the horses. She comes away, falling towards the cobbles, but just manages just to come into you enough to hold onto the side of the chariot and grip hold of your shoulder. The cart now is really towards the bottom of the road, and you see as the front beam now digs in where it just been clicking along. It now digs at this point. The back end of the cart just rears up and flies through the air. You can see that there's a row of buildings, what look like shops, at the bottom where you first took that bend to go round. The cart flies straight into the front of this building, smashing the window. The cart wheels just slowly spinning as it comes to its stop. You hold in the reins and slow down enough for her to start to put her feet on the floor, just to walk along and then let go. As you pull the horses round to now face back up to the hill.
I pull up alongside her and get down off the chariot. Are you okay?
She is sort of taking a deep breath. You can just see how utterly beautiful she is. And she looks at you and yes, well, I wasn't expecting that. You see that there's just the blood has just drained from her face.
Yeah, I just wait for her to settle herself. Just give her a sec.
She's like sort of over and sort of panting. The crowd now is starting to sort of gather around. Negan, Isla, Tavis, what are you doing?
Did we see all this like going down?
Oh yeah, everyone's seen it. It was a spectacle. People are running up and they're patting Thorin on the back. They're shaking Thorin's hand. They're all trying to get close up as he's just saved this the damsel in distress from what would have been her death had she have been in that cart when it hit that building.
Tavis is making his way around towards where the bookies were before.
Isla goes and gets his winnings.
Okay. Negan?
Yeah, I'm following Isla.
So, completely completely unfazed by the fact that your party member has just managed one of the most heroic and daring feats seen on the public streets of Waterdeep. You walk off to the bookies.
I do get
Tavis was specifically trying to use the advantage of the distraction, knowing that he'd lost his bet, to see if he could perhaps pick the pocket of one of the bookkeepers and not take his losing so hard.
I like it. I like it. I like this a lot. All right. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. You head over to the bookies. Isla, I assume you're at different bookies, aren't you, or you're at the same one?
Different ones, yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Different ones. Isla, you head to the bookie. You with your little chit and a Negan in tow. You hand it over. You see him check it. He counts out some coins and he hands you over 90 gold.
Thank you very much, my man.
He nods. Next. Tavis, you see this the bookies and he's paying out. He's moving money around. You see him. He's giving signs to all the other bookies, and just make a. Well, first of all, make.
I will use Mage Hand Ledger Domain to try and do this.
Okay. All right. So what?
I'm within sight, but the invisible hand is trying to pick the pocket, not my own self.
Okay, so what we'll do with that then is we'll forego the stealth check to get up close, but I'm still going to need the sleight of hand check.
Yeah. It's 17.
You see the top of a purse just appear. There's the crowd just around him, and you start to bring the bag towards you. No one seemingly noticing. As it comes towards you, you just take it in your hand, and it just disappears into your coat pocket. You move around and then open up the bag. Right, I would like you to roll. How many percentile dice have you got?
I've got percentile dice if you need them.
Or one percentile, 1d10, and 1d4, please.
Help me out, Chris.
Yeah. Percentile with your D10. What's that, D10 or D12? 12, 9. There you go. It'll be 35 and a 3. 3 on the D4. So 35% and 3 on the D4.
So you open it up and you find that you've got 335 gold.
Rogues, baby.
Okay. So Thurin, you walk. Hey.
Negan not get any winnings.
No, he bet on you, didn't he?
Yeah, but I asked him to bet on me for finishing in the top 3.
Oh yeah, top 2, didn't you? Yeah. Each way.
What?
That's what I said.
Fuck off. Do you think I'm a fucking real bookie, like, or what? What have you got to be a prick for?
What are the odds, Darryl? What are the odds?
What were the fucking odds? What a fucking tit.
9-2.
Right.
9-2, so it's not 4.5.
How much did you put on? Was it 4 gold?
No, I put 150.
Yeah, I'll do the maths for you.
You never said each way on that.
He said then finish in the top 2. So it'd be 2.25 to 2. So win his stake back
Fuck
and
off.
another quarter of
Yeah,
his stake.
how much was it? You put 150 on it at 9 to 2
Yeah.
and an each way bet. Yeah,
It's 168
it's not.
gold,
It's more than that.
not on a quarter odds.
It's 9 to 2
Yeah.
was his odds.
Yeah, so it's
He's
4
put on 150 and it's an each way bet. He comes in with
a quarter of the odds.
1,110 gold.
No, that's each way if you win, not each way if you get
Oh,
the
is it?
second
Sorry,
stake.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
right,
so-
sorry, not
It's 4.5 times 150 and then divided by
Christ.
4. 168.
sorry, no, it's 285. It is 285 gold.
Okay. Cheers.
So Negan, yeah, you go up, hand over the chit, and you get a small bag of gold. You start to walk back up now, and you see that the crowd has actually moved away from the Black Howler, and is now started to gather around you. The act of heroism that they've seen is really appealing to the crowd, and they all sort of congregate round. And the lady looks at you and she says, "Well, might I have the name of the person who saved me?"
It's Thorin.
Thorin.
I hold out my hand. Like, should we head back up to the start finish?
Yeah. You head back up.
Hand in hand.
You're really there now. That's where you kind of come to a stop. That's where all the crowd are around you. It's a huge crowd just standing around your chariot.
Alright, I thought we'd raced on past the start finish.
Yeah, you have, but you've been slowly coming back up.
Alright, I thought she'd been sat down on the curb or something trying to just go.
No. You've been walking back up.
Alright, okay.
Now you can see the howlers here, and all that crowd are now around you.
Yeah.
And she says, "Thorin, it's a pleasure to meet you. Can't thank you enough.
What's your name?
My name is Esvil Rosnar." And it's nice to meet you too.
Join me and my friends for a drink after.
Oh, that would be really nice. I think I could do with the drink.
Me too. This is my first race.
Well, I assume he won, did he?
Yeah, of course I did.
Not the moral victory.
Let him have
Uh,
it.
And with that, the crowd are going mad. There is confetti in the air. Flags are being waved. You look back down the bottom of the hill and see the crushed remains of her chariot hanging out of this shop window, and this beautiful woman standing alongside you in your chariot. And that's where we'll end tonight.